Hi, Cancer. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at what's going on with you and your person, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started, okay? All right, here we go. We're going to start by getting in a mirror's love oracle card to see what the basis of the situation is, okay? All right. So the card that flipped over for you is past life. So this is somebody that you shared many past lives before, okay? So for some of you, you know, you may be thinking that this is somebody from the past, which it is in this lifetime, because, you know, for a lot of you, this is a twin flame connection and this person is coming back from your past. But for everyone, you know, for everybody, whether they've already come up to you in this life or not, the past life card is talking about, you know, you've shared many lifetimes with this person, okay? Let me get a card. Past life. Okay, so we've got ascending. So this is about learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union, a new phase, okay? So what you've got to understand with this situation, okay, is that both you and this person are going through an ascension, all right? You are ahead because you are the divine feminine. It doesn't matter if you're masculine, you know, if you're a masculine energy or in a masculine body or a feminine body, you are all divine feminines if you're watching this, okay? Because the person that's behind and that's trying to catch up is the masculine, okay? For a lot of you, you are very far ahead. That's why, you know, you're usually the older person in the connection, but it doesn't have to be. But for a lot of people that I've read for, usually the divine feminine is older, okay? So you've already been through, I feel like, several iterations of an awakening. And like I said, once it starts, it never ends, but you go through different phases, okay? And I feel like with this situation, you are the one that's ahead and this person has to catch up, okay? All right, let's get some more information from Spirit. Okay, does we like this, Spirit? Okay. Okay. Okay, we've got 3 cards that fell here. The first one is the High Priestess, okay, Pisces energy. Then we've got the Ten of Swords, all right? And then we have the Four of Cups, okay? So this situation, okay, like all the others, is a missed opportunity, okay? We're speaking, Spirit is speaking to you about this person from their point of view, all right? So this is why the information is coming through the way it is. With the Four of Cups, this person, you know, feels like this was a missed opportunity. They may be bored. This can talk about, you know, them being in the energy where they feel like you're losing interest, okay? I feel like with this cup, you tried to offer this person a cup of love. You tried to give them your Ace of Cups, but they were so focused on all these other options here with the Three of Cups, okay? Third party, they, you know, that they didn't see the value in you, you know, in you offering your cup, okay? They tried to treat you like you were one of many options instead of the one, which is, you know, who you truly are, okay? We've got the Ten of Swords. This is talking about the ending between the both of you. There was betrayal. I feel like this card is representing you, okay? They may be feeling like this as well because you have moved on. But with the Ten of Swords, like I said, this person betrayed you because there was third party. They, you know, ran from you. They ran from this connection. They ran from your feelings when you tried to, you know, convey those feelings to them. Like I said, I feel like they triggered you. And then when you told them how you felt, you triggered them, okay? Because you each, you know, you both have triggers, but I feel like you have different ones, okay? And so your person, you may have abandonment issues as well, but I feel like this person has really severe abandonment issues. And I feel like that's one of the reasons that they're triggered by feelings and they run. And I feel like that's the reason why they sit in this player energy where they'd rather deal with a whole bunch of people, because as I've told you before, Cancer, this person is an attention seeker, okay? They love attention and they will, you know, this is why they want to have, you know, all of these people around them so that they have access to somebody that's going to give them attention no matter what, okay? And so then we've got the High Priestess, okay? This is Pisces energy. This can talk about secrets. It's also Spirit telling you that in this situation, you need to be guided by using your intuition. I don't know why my channel keeps breaking. I don't know what's up. Okay, the High Priestess. You're clarifying. Ten of Swords. Four of Cups. Four of Cups. All right. High Priestess. Ten of Swords. Four of Cups. Okay. All right. So we're going to look at what's going on with you, and we're going to look at what's going on with this person. All right. Let me tell you this. This is a trial, a trial and error situation. This is a test of faith. Okay. This is a situation on where you have to learn this lesson. You have to learn this lesson of how to put yourself first, how to love yourself above all. That's what the moral of this lesson is. For you to put yourself first, even when you're deeply in love with someone else, especially when they're not giving you what it is that you rightfully deserve. Okay. Because loving yourself means that you're not going to accept just any type of behavior from just anybody. And it also means that you're not going to allow just anybody to have access to your energy, whether you love them or not. Okay. It's about you loving yourself more than you love this person. And, more loving yourself more to where you're not willing to put up with their antics and put up with their disrespect and put up with, all these things that they're doing to you. Okay. All right. So when we get to the High Priestess, we've got the Awakening card. Okay. So this is talking about you going through the spiritual awakening that we just spoke of. All right. And it's just talking about a change in behavior, slowing down to reflect about things like, learning to be discerning and seeing the red flags for what they are. And this is about you transforming your inner world, because it's about how you feel about yourself on the inside. That's what's going to be reflected on the outside. Okay. So like I said, I do feel like this person does have feelings for you and that they do love you, but it's coming from a selfish place because they're sitting in the egoic and the prideful energy. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So this person is going through a spiritual awakening as well. Okay. And it's going to be some things that need time. It's going to take time, just like it took time for you to go through this spiritual awakening. Because some of you, the spiritual awakening didn't just start now. Some of you have been going through it for months. Some of you have been going through it for even years. Okay. Okay. Then we've got the unconditional love card. It says blowing kisses. Okay. So this is about, like I said, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection returned. This is what you're wanting. Okay. Because I feel like for a lot of you, you have gone through situations where everything's been one-sided. Like it could be a situation where it wasn't just in romantic relationships. There may have been situations like with your family, because a lot of times I pull that karmic family card. So that means that there's somebody in your family. It could be more than one person where you and this person don't see eye to eye. You butt heads all the time. You feel like they really don't see who you are. They don't value you. And this is about learning how to love yourself so much to you're willing to let all of that go, if that's what it comes to. Okay. Because I've had to cut people out of my life, family members that weren't showing up the way that they were supposed to show up. And this was like a long time coming, because it was years and years and years of disrespect and not being treated right. And then, you have people come up to you and tell you, but that's your family, and this and this and that. And we have this thing in society where we're afraid to be alone. But that's what part of this spiritual awakening is. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you, is that when you go through this, there are going to be times where you feel totally alone. Okay. Whether you're in hermit mode or not, because as you start to ascend, the people that you used to deal with, I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care if it's romantic relationships, any of those things, you're going to start to level up, and these people are not going to be on the same wavelength as you anymore. And it's, it may feel at times like you're in a lonely place, but you have to remind yourself that you're doing this to have a better life. Because what is the alternative, Cancer? The alternative is you being in one-sided relationships, having people mistreat you, having people not see your value, having people not see you. And to me, that's a lonelier place to be than to be in a situation where you're trying to find your tribe. You're trying to find the people that get you. But in order to do that, you have to ascend. Okay. All right. So then we've got the shock card. This is talking about sudden change, shocking news, surprise and epiphany, transformation. So This person, I feel like, you know, may show up with some information to try to shock you, to try to get you back, to stay there with them, to stay stuck with them because they feel stuck, that they can't move on. Because like I said, I feel like for a lot of you, this person saw you, they're a player. So they saw you as somebody, you know, that was like a notch on their belt, and they wanted to try to like break you down because for some of you, they feel like, you know, you ascending and moving up and caring more about yourself and putting yourself first, they, you know, this is somebody that does not value people leveling up, because it means that they have to, in order for them to come towards you, they have to level themselves up, and they don't want to do that. They're sitting in that, like I said, the prideful and egoic energy where they feel like, you know, they're lazy, they don't want to do anything. They feel like the way that they are now, that's okay, and they want to stay there, and they want to bring you down to that level so that they don't have to do anything in order to keep you, you know, to keep you stuck or to keep you there with them. Okay. And then, like I said, even if they're trying to keep you with them, it's not even a situation where excuse me, they want to be in a relationship with you. They want you to be there, right, holding out that cup of love, and then they want to be free to run around to all these different people. And so spirit is telling you this to give you the shake, to wake you up, to show you what is happening and show you that you don't deserve that. Okay. And it may be a hard, lonely road when you're going through this, but that's what this channel is for. That's what we talk about. But like I said, I got to give it to you the way spirit is giving it to me, because sometimes we're repeating the same thing over and over again. This is why we're in the energy that we're in now, because this situation has been repeated and repeated and repeated throughout our lives. And now it's to the point where spirit is like, okay, it's time for you to make a choice. Either you're going to move on and be better, or you're going to stay here in this situation and stay stuck. At the end of the day, it's free will. You still have a chance, you know, you still have a choice in what you want to do, but you have to understand that, you know, every reading I do is not going to be sunshine and puppy dog. Spirit is going to come here and tell you the truth, because that is somebody who loves you and cares about you, your spiritual team. So they need you to know the truth so you can make an informed decision based on what's really going on. Because a lot of times when we're in love with somebody, we put on these rose-colored glasses and we don't want to see what's really going on. But what spirit is trying to tell you is that this person is essentially trying to use you. Okay. I'm not saying that they don't have feelings for you, but because of the, you know, the way, how do I say, their foundation is built, it's not built on something solid. It's not built on something to where they're going to respect you and they're going to treat you the way that they're supposed to, you know, to do. This person has got to be broken down spiritually and go through their own awakening in order to meet you where you are. Okay. All right. So the card we have for your person is travel. So you and this person may be at a distance. This could be them. They may have to travel for work. For a lot of you, this could be this person, you know, somewhere else and trying to come back to where you are in order to let you know how they're feeling. But like I said, don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. All right. Because this is coming for a reason. It's a reason why. Okay. So now we're going to move to the Ten of Swords. Okay. So the Ten of Swords, we talked about this, is like betrayal. Okay. Being stabbed in the back, third party situations, all these types of things. And I feel like this is, you know, why there's 10 swords. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this has been your whole life. Okay. Even though, and if you know, say if you question it, go back and look at your life, look at the patterns, look at the things that have gone on. What are the common themes in all of the relationships that you've had? What are the things that frustrate you the most about relationships with other people? What frustrates you the most about how you interact with people and how they interact with you, or how they treat you? Do you feel cherished? Do you feel loved? Do you feel like this, you know, the person really cares for you? That's what you got to ask yourself. But with this Ten of Swords, like I said, I feel like all these swords have been situations that you've gone through, and it's to the point to where so much has happened to you, laid out. You're at the point to where you don't know if, you know, it's like you're starting to lose hope when it comes to love, when it comes to just relationships in general, and especially for women, because we're taught to base our self-worth on the types of relationships, the amount of relationships we have and the quality of those relationships. So think about it. If you're doing that, if you're basing your well-being on relationships with other people and they're not fulfilling, then what is that? What are you saying, you know, to yourself? What is that telling to you? What is it conveying to you? Okay. All right. So Spirit is telling you this is a situation about balance. Once you balance yourself out, like I said, it all starts with from, it comes from within. So once you balance yourself out, you're going to start to see a balance on the outside. Because like I said, the world is a mirror. All right. And when it comes to your person, coward, they're a coward. Like I said, if they come towards you to give you what it is that you're wanting, or to make you think that that's what they want, it is because it's a self-serving thing. They're getting something out of it. That's the reason why. Because like I told you, for a lot of you, this person wants to be able to come in and out as they please, and they don't care whether you're getting your needs met, whether you're being fulfilled and stuff like that. That's how you can tell somebody that really loves you, because somebody that loves you, okay, that really loves you unconditionally and is interested in you is going to give to you. They're going to want to give to you, and not, I'm not going to say they don't want anything in return, but they want to see you shine. They don't want you to dim your light. They want to boost you up and give to you, and make you better than the way you are. Okay, that's somebody who really cares about you and who loves you. Okay, because this person, this is about you learning about self-indulgence. Okay, I feel like for a lot of you, you have been putting yourself on the back burner. Okay, and you have not been paying attention to your needs. So you can't expect somebody on the outside of you in the 3D world to pay attention to your needs if you don't pay attention to yourself. Because remember, I've said this before. I don't know if I said it for Cancer, but if this person is running from you, you got to ask yourself, what is it in your life that you're running from? Okay, if they're not giving you what it is you desire, how are you not giving yourself what you deserve or what you desire in your life? Okay, this is talking about the ways you're falling short with yourself, because you got to be able to show up for yourself if you're wanting other people to show up for you that same way. Okay, all right. So when it comes to the 4 cups, you're seeing signs, I feel like, from Spirit. Okay, you have a new love coming. Look at the neon in the card. It says, and I said I love you. So you have somebody that is coming towards you that's going to be willing to give you the love, the unconditional love and the support that you've been wanting. Okay, is what Spirit is trying to tell you. But it starts with you, taking care of yourself. This is about, you doing shadow work, taking the time out to heal yourself and appreciating yourself for who you are. Okay, this is also about you learning how to set boundaries. We talk about this all the time. It's having a list. That's why I tell you, I recommend you write down a list of your deal breakers, the things that you've gone through in relationships that you said you'd never go through again, so that when you get into a relationship again, you're able to figure out what those things, you're able to see what those things are. And if the red flags come up, you will be able to see that, you need to address this or whatever. Because it's not a thing. You're not setting boundaries to say, okay, if you don't do this, I'm out. That's not what boundary setting is. It's to let the person know how far they can go, and that if they they cross the line, there's going to be consequences. Okay, and that if they continually cross the line, then you're out. That's the point of boundaries, to keep people from stepping on your toes, letting them know how far they can go, because it is human nature for people to see how far they can push you. So it's up to you to set these boundaries. But a lot of times we don't want to do it because we're afraid that this person is going to turn away, or they're not going to love us the way we want to be loved. But you have to set these boundaries, because that's how you know if somebody loves you. Because somebody that truly loves you, Cancer, is going to accept your boundaries and do what they need to do in order for the two of you to move forward. Okay, all right. So your person is going through toxic addictions. When I see this 4 cups card and how this person is staring at these cups too, it doesn't just remind me of third party. It does remind me of somebody who may be a drinker. This could also speak of some type of drugs. It could be, food, sex, gambling. It could be a lot of different things, but they have some type of addiction. Okay, they're using it to numb themselves so that they don't come towards you and tell you how they feel. Because like I said, they do have feelings, but you can have feelings all day long, Cancer. And if it comes from the wrong place, or you don't know how to assert it in the right way, or you're doing nothing to push to move your situation along, it's almost like they don't have anything, Okay. All right. So let's get some more messages from Spirit. Okay. right, so we've got acceptance. Accepting the situation can allow the release of any stuck energy. So to pull yourself out of this stuck situation, Spirit is telling you, accept things as they are. Okay, acceptance is not saying that, you know, you're okay with it, you know, and you're going to just stay in the situation. That's not it. What acceptance is saying is that, you know, things are not the way I want them to be, but I'm going to accept what is, and then make moves to change it. Okay. Then we've got reciprocity. Adjustments are required to create balance and restore harmony, because you deserve to have a relationship, Cancer. Y'all are beautiful people. You deserve to have a relationship where you can be open and honest about your feelings and have the other person reciprocate. You deserve to have a relationship where you love somebody and you leave it all on the table and they do the same for you. You deserve to have somebody that wants to come into your life and add to it, okay, rather than just taking away or being selfish and letting it all be about them. Okay. All right, so we're going to get some messages from your person, see what they want to tell you. So like I said, for a lot of you, this person may come in trying to sing songs and tell you all this stuff. Oh, they love you and this and that. But like I said, it's a test. It's a test to see how you're going to do it, because you have to show Spirit that you have learned the lesson, because this person, like I said, feels you pulling your energy away from them, and they're trying to bring you back in. That's basically what they're trying to do. Okay. All right. Let me get one more. See if I can get another one. Ooh, they're not wanting to see. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I'm terrified that you're moving on from me. Okay. So this person can feel you retracting your energy. All right. Which is what you're supposed to do. And I know it hurts. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I know at times you feel alone, but you can do this, Cancer. You can do it. You are strong. If you couldn't do this, Spirit would not, Spirit or God, the universe, however you refer to God, they would not have put you in this situation. Okay. You probably wouldn't have been allowed to have signed up for it if you couldn't get through this. Okay. So we've got my life without you is meaningless. And then we have you telling me your true feelings means more to me than you'll ever know. All right. But you got to see it for what it is, Cancer. It's smoke and mirrors. This person is coming back because they want to be able to have access to you sexually while they're still dealing with other people, because they're out here in these streets. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all, because I don't want nobody to get, into that type of situation where, you end up with something because of somebody else's recklessness and carelessness. Okay. Because like I said, they're going to try to pull the wool over your eyes, and Spirit is trying to give you a shake to show you what is coming. And like I said, the recommendation is for you to leave them alone and move on, because as I've told you before, if you can do whatever it is you want. You're a human, you're a grown human being and you have free will. But Spirit is saying that if you were to entertain this again with the energy that they're sitting in, because they haven't done anything. You've been working on yourself. Okay. You're rising up. You're on a higher level, but they are still in the same energy that they were in from the very beginning. And so if they come towards you with this and you make the decision to want to do it again with them, it's going to be a karmic partnership. And then this person is still messing around with other people while they're trying to mess with you. And it's not going to be a thing where the two of you are going to come together and they're going to, give you everything you want. You're going to come together and this person is going to continue to be in and out, because like I told you, they want that attention. They want it from anybody they can get it from. And they're not trying to fix their brokenness. People don't want to heal. I get it. It's not easy. It's difficult. Okay. I don't like to do it either, even though I enjoy personal development as a whole. I don't like to do it either, because you got to go back through stuff. You feel bad, all this kind of stuff or whatever. But this is about you digging into that stuff and eradicating it for the final time, so you don't have to go through it again, because it's apparent that it's still in your energy. Because if it wasn't, this person wouldn't be allowed to come into your energy and do what they're doing. Okay. So you, like I said, be strong, Cancer. You can do this. Like I said, Spirit wouldn't have given you this if you couldn't surmount it, if you couldn't overcome it. Okay. All right, let me get some oracle cards before I let you go. Okay, so we've got warm embrace. Let yourself enjoy your partner's loving arms around your body. Their touch ignites a flame within you. Okay. And then we have accountability. Somebody needs to take accountability for their actions. It may be you, your partner, or both of you. Acknowledging the effects of your behaviors allows you to move forward. Okay. This is about the healing portion of it. Okay. And then with the warm embrace, like I said, you got to do what you do. You got to do what you got to do. But I don't recommend you doing no warm embraces with this person because they're trying to. Like I said, I feel like this is how they're going to come. They're going to come like this, but in all actuality, this is the energy that they're sitting in. Is this where it's going to be all about betrayal and all about this? All right. And what you got to understand is that this person, they don't want to own up. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. This person, needs to come to you in the energy where they're going to apologize. And see, I don't see no cards about no damn apology here. All I see is them wanting to come. They may be trying to get you drunk, trying to get you to drink or whatever it is that they do and get you in a place where, your inhibitions have been lowered, where they can, they can take advantage of you and do whatever it is they want to do and then leave you high and dry when they're ready to go. Okay. So like I said, I know y'all don't want to hear this. This is somebody that you love, that you care for very deeply. But like I said, you got to look at what the other person is giving you, Cancer, because if they're not giving you what it is that you truly deserve, then, at the end of the day, what are you doing? You wasting this time. And like I always tell everybody, once this day passes, you can never get it back. So you don't want to be trying to waste your time on somebody who is not seeing your value, because I feel like you value this person. Okay. When I was going through the stuff with my person, I valued them too. And then all these truths start coming out about them. And I'm like, this person was lying to me from jump. Okay. So you got to look at that and think about that, because if you got into something with this person again, everything will be based on lies. That's why there keeps being tower moments between you and this person, because they're trying to build a situation, like I said, based on smoke and mirrors, and the damn, that's why the towers keep coming, because Spirit is like, nope, you're not doing it right. Nope, you're not doing it right. Nope, you're not doing it right. So that's what's going on. Okay. All right, Cancer. I wish y'all the best. Hang in there. I'm here for y'all. I'm going to continue to read for you. Like I said, everything that I tell you is not going to be, unicorns and puppy dogs, but we have to face the truth, because if you don't face the truth, you can't move forward. And you have to realize that once you're able to move past this, life's going to get a whole lot better. Like I told you, you got new love coming. All right. You got new love coming. They already writing stuff on the wall, writing messages to you here, telling you that they love you. This is going to be somebody who is going to be the complete opposite of this person. But in order for you to get to that level, you have to do the healing, and you've got to kick this person out of your energy. You have to leave them alone. Okay. All right. So I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Cancer.